Interesting facts about famous people.
What were the worst westerns of the 60s? We all have our favourite westerns from the 60s. I've even done videos on this. For every great, there is at least one that didn't do so well. All subjective, of course. This video is on some of these. Not my personal choice, but based on online ratings. Let me know what you think. Maybe you'd add or remove some. If you like this video, hit that notification button and get my new videos as they come up. Take a look at my channel to see all my videos. The link is in the description. Apologies for any mispronunciation of names. Let's have some fun and celebrate the genre. 1960. Hella in Pink Tights. Director George Cukor. Sophia Loren and Anthony Quinn lead the Great Healy Dramatic and Concert Company, a travelling theatre group in Hella in Pink Tights. Running from creditors, involved with gunslingers, living on the edge, as the film does. The audience bemoans Loren's performance and shallow storyline. In the end, these non-Western actors simply fail to bring this Western home. 1961. A Thunder of Drums. Director Joseph M. Newman. Up-and-comers George Hamilton, Richard Chamberlain, and Duane Eddy weren't enough to make A Thunder of Drums a success. The film follows a soured veteran captain, an angry young lieutenant, and a band of renegade Indians whose actions will test them both. Losing an estimated $42,000 at the box office, the formulaic plot does nothing new, and limited action sequences make this a less than enjoyable western. 1962. Wild Gals of the Naked West. Director Russ Meyer. In case the title didn't tip you off to the fact that Wild Gals of the Naked West is not your average Western movie, this is, in fact, a nudie film, intended to be a spoof of classic Western films. The story here is told in flashbacks and peppered with lame jokes. Bottom line, the viewers agree that it's just horrible. 1963. Four for Texas. Director Robert Aldrich. A Western comedy starring Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin as two sharpshooters both vying for $100,000 and defending it from would-be robbers. In the end, they team up and use the money to open a casino, hoping to multiply their cash, only to find that the bullets and schemers follow. 1964. The Quick Gun. Director Sidney Salko. A low budget doesn't mean that a movie is going to be bad, but in the case of The Quick Gun, it does. A disgraced gunslinger, Audie Murphy, returning to his former town in order to claim his father's ranch. On the way, he runs into his old gang and learns of their plot to rob the bank in the town he's headed toward. The action sequences are weak, likely because the budget didn't allow for them to make them exciting. Many critics cite this as their number one reason for disliking the film. 1965. Tickle Me. Director Norman Taurog. Elvis had his pick of projects, including the 1965 Tickle Me. In it, the rock and roll legend plays a singing cowboy hired as a stable hand at a luxury ranch for the rich and famous socialites, falling in love with the fitness trainer, and has to defend her from a gang who's after the gold her grandfather left behind. A cult classic amongst Elvis fans. Those who aren't fans of the King dislike the dull storyline and the weak acting chops of the film stars. 1966. Jesse James meets Frankenstein's daughter. Director William Bodine. The legendary outlaw, played by John Lupton, takes shelter in the barn of Maria Frankenstein, who then proceeds to change James' wounded companion Hal into a killer zombie. Billed as the terror shock show of the West, most fans find the movie hilarious and an entertaining camp fest, but it certainly lacks the requirements to ever be considered a great Western. 1967. A Time for Killing. Directors Phil Coulson, Roger Corman. Harrison Ford's first credited film role was in the 1967 Western dud A Time for Killing. The movie follows a group of Confederate prisoners of war who've escaped the Union camp they've been held in. While making for the Mexican border, they're tracked by Union troops, Neither group knows that the war is over. The film's ending is underwhelming, and the acting and editing are both mediocre, leaving IMDb users to determine this to be the worst Western of 1967. 1968, Stay Away Joe. Director, Peter Tewksbury. Tickle Me wasn't Elvis Presley's only foray into the world of Western films. In 1968, he starred in Stay Away Joe as a mixed-race Navajo Indian rodeo champion who returns to the reservation to raise cattle and bolster his community's standing. Panned by critics for its awful script, the movie performed decently thanks to its legendary star. 1969, Young Billy Young. Director, Burt Kennedy. Robert Mitchum plays a peace-loving man who becomes a deputy marshal in order to avenge the death of his son in Young Billy Young. While it's not a bad story, most viewers were disappointed by how dull the finished product was, especially compared to westerns like True Grit and Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid that came out the same year. If you like this video, make sure you hit the notification button so you will see my new videos as they come up. You can take a look at my channel to see all my other videos. The link is in the description. Take a look at my Facebook page as well. I appreciate likes, shares and subscribers. Bye for now. See you again soon.
Please take time to take a look at my Facebook page for new information.